Bezat Hashem, we're back at the Limud from Sefer Yirat Hashem. Today is the 26th of the month of Tishrei. Monday, the second day of the week of Parashat Shabbat, Parashat Noach. Bezat Hashem, today we're going to dedicate the Limud to Nishmat Malkel ben Michael. Ruach Hashem, that's his name. Malkel ben Michael is his father's name, Michael. We don't say mother's name. I don't know where this new thing came from. The mother's name is actually a gnai. We're afraid it's going to motzi laz. It's like we're saying that the mother cheated on her father. So the Torah is very meticulous about that. Torah is very machmir. Gemara Shabbat tells us the only time we use mother's name is to daven for a full shlema. When somebody is sick, because many times mothers have less sins than the fathers. So there you need the zechut of a mother, the Gemara explains. Really not allowed to use mother's name. Because in the whole Torah, if you take a look, it always says the father's name. Because Hashem wants to impress. Hashem wants to impress on people that this is his father. There is no question of yichus. But if chas v'shalom you're going to stress mother, it's like you're doubting the father's yichus. And that's a bad thing. Though Israel are a very holy woman. We have the most holiest nation in the world. To think for a second even, or some kind of thought, that the mother is chas v'shalom cheated on her husband, that would be a big problem. So that's why they're not allowed to do these things. And all the rabbanim that know this, I don't know where they're coming from. Baruch Hashem, Rabbi Bidbo from the Bnei Sfaradim also gave such a speech. I have a recording of him. You're not allowed to. Only by refuah shlema. Only the heter is only. It's because anytime you say mother, you're motzi laz al bnot Israel. You're saying that they're cheated on their husbands. No, even though you don't mean it, but that's what's going to come out. People will say, "We know who the mother is for sure," because that's the way simple people talk. Simple people. What? Most people. What do you mean? Don't hear over here? Every second. Aliyah the Torah. Aliyah zeh. Only the first one. Okay. Now, let's do it in Nishmat and B'ezrat Hashem. So we continue from yesterday that a person should understand that the one who loves me loves my neighbor the same way. The Kadosh Baruch Hu, out of trillions and zillions of creatures in this world, he is paying attention on you constantly. And chas v'shalom to think for a second that Hashem is not thinking of you or has forsaken you. And that's what, if you take a look throughout the whole history, all those barbarians, all those evil individuals, their main excuse is that Hashem doesn't care about us. Right? Hashem has abandoned us. What is happening in the Pasuk? Why did Amalek come? Because the Jews started to ask a question. Is Hashem really with us? What does that mean? What kind of question, a foolish question is that? You can't move your finger. You can't blink an eye unless Hashem told the angel that instance. We have no hasaga, we have no understanding what that means, B'chlal. In 1 second, let me just tell you what Hashem is. Maybe we'll get some idea. Do you know that Torah has over 306,000 letters? The whole Torah is pronounced in one word. Hashem pronounces the whole Torah in one word, and that's His name. Can you fathom it? The biggest in the Torah, in American language, the biggest word is 13 letters. In American language, the biggest word is 13 letters. In Torah, the biggest word is over 306,000 letters. One word. And Hashem pronounces it instantly. Like you say, Yosef. That's how Hashem pronounces 306,000. We can't even understand what Hashem is. And yet, the Torah tells us we have to look with the right eye. The right eye implements in us, indicates to us that we should always look how powerful and how great Hashem is. You can't have a fear or awe of Hashem if you don't comprehend Him. If you're always in doubt, and that's what this world is all about. Alma the Shikra. What is the point of Shikra? What's Sheker? The Sheker is that Nahash did. Nahash said to Chava, Hashem doesn't want you to be like him. Yodeh Tov Vara. Nahash was playing games, right? All of the Shikra to make you a little bit confused. And the point is, we're not in the world to understand Hashem is. We are here to try to figure out, or not just to look into it. Don't go and delve. Right? Gemara says right away, we have no mitzvah to delve into this world, how the world was created. There's no mitzvah at all. There's no mitzvah. Could be even Bitul Torah. A person goes and starts discussing how discuss the moon and the sun and this. Oh, just generally, it's supposed to be mentioned as it is, but to go and to dive into it. Today in Eretz Yisrael, the big machloket now, big fights between Rabbanim. Is the earth flat? Is it round? I already answered it. It's not. It's both. I answered it. It's both, and I give a good explanation. But that's it. Just leave it alone. You're not supposed to this is the Torah. The Torah is all about midot, and the Torah Gemara tells us there's no way you can't comprehend Hashem like this. You see this? This is a remote control. For what? For a Bluetooth to control this phone. Does the remote control ever have a hava mina, or even understand? Try to figure out who I am, the one who's holding it. Not even a thought. This is the way we are. Rambam says there's no way you understand Hashem. You just have to understand that He is high and talk about it all the time. He is great. So the rabbi says over here, can you imagine out of trillions? Because there's infinite number of creatures in this world alive, small things and the big things, infinite. And to each one Hashem has attention. נמצאנו למדים מכל האומר שהסתכלות האדם בשתי עיניים רומזת בתנאי שלא יפגע בחברו ולא יזכנו לא במחשבה ולא בדיבור ולא במעשה. So we learn in the Mishnah that there's three concepts, right? The person should be very meticulous to if he's trying to elaborate, he's trying to understand his friend, should be very careful that that you should not come out with a bad negative thought about him, or chas v'shalom negative dibur. I'm talking to myself. We're over this. This is very hard, right? How can you not look at this temple? Look at this crazy guy, and he's kicking a watermelon. He thought it was a soccer ball. Something's wrong with this guy, right? He thought it was a watermelon. He thought it was a sucker, and he kicks it. It's a watermelon. So how you? Yeah. Hashem tells us to be very careful, not to tzimutzi, even though it sounds like a foolish thing. And it is a foolish thing, but still we are guided that in Chas v'Shalom we should not diminish his honor, whatever it is, not in the dibur and sure not with deeds. What is deeds? He comes to do business with you. The guy doesn't look so trustworthy. The guy doesn't look so trustworthy. Yes, chabdeu v'chashdeu. You have to be meticulous about making sure that you're doing business with right people. Of course, you have to do your homework, but to quickly to disqualify a person, chas v'shalom. ולכן משה רבנו עליו השלום שזכה לתקן שתי ההסתכלויות הללו. Moshe Rabbeinu, what is he saying to Hashem? Hashem says, I'm going to appoint a new leader over Am Israel. What is Moshe Rabbeinu doing right away? You know what he's doing? He's davening to Hashem. Please make sure that he's going to be able to handle looking at 600,000 people. You notice looking to 600,000 people, each individually, you have to be a giant. And Moshe Rabbeinu was a giant, not a normal person. Can you imagine not eating and not sleeping for 40 days? Moshe Rabbeinu. This is Kedusha, this is the holiness. And this is what Moshe Rabbeinu is davening for the next guy, next leader of the people to be. And האחד ברוממותו יתברך ושבחו הקדוש ברוך הוא כדכתיב ולא קם נביא עוד בישראל כמשה אשר ידעו השם פנים אל פנים. What was the significance the Torah had to tell us last week we read? That nobody knew Hashem the way, because to teach you that Moshe Rabbeinu elevated himself, tried to understand constantly who is Hashem and what is His greatness. And you see that many times the Torah is actually pressing Hashem the buttons. No, tell me more about you. I want to know more. It's not enough. Yes, go. Yes, you could try to learn. There's a difference between what we're trying to say. The Gemara says, don't go into deeply try to understand of the way the world was created. It's not telling you not to learn it. Chas v'shalom, learn it. But the problem is when you start to come up with your own solutions. This has to happen like this. This has to happen like this. And no. Just look into it. Look into it. Like for instance, I'm going to shock you right now. Mostly, I don't know. Maybe you know it. Ramban says there is no moon. Ramban says there is a sun and there is a black sun. Hamaor Gadol is the sun, right? Is the black sun he calls, and then Hamaor Katan is the sun that we know. That's what Ramban says. Ramban says there is actually a black sun in this world. There's something that brings darkness. So that's it. Finished. Beautiful thing. We learned it. Highlights. Okay, what does it do? How does it do? How does it work? Whatever it is. Ramban says it. Not everybody agrees with it. We see the Gemara doesn't agree with it. Ramban says, no, there is moon. There is moon. Okay, so there's a whole bit machlokes. Okay, anyway. So Hashem says that so much Moshe studied what Hashem is all about. In the end, it tells us, oh, nobody in this world knows Hashem like Moshe. Okay, ויחד עם זה, שמר על מרוממות ישראל ומסר עצמו עליהם וכיבד אותם בהסתכלות זו. So he says, wait a minute. Where's Moshe Rabbeinu giving himself up for the Jewish nation? You know what he did? When Hashem says, I want to kill the Jewish nation, Moshe Rabbeinu says, if that's the case, erase me from your Sefer Torah. If that's the case, no problem. You want to erase a Jewish? Wait a minute, but they're Rashaim. You yourself, what did you say? Hamarim, right? He attacked them when he hit the rock. What did Moshe Rabbeinu say? You rebellious people. He attacked them, right? They're bad people in the end. But yet, when it comes to Hashem wants to punish the Jewish nation, He comes and protects them. And that's how you're supposed to look at your chaver. That's how we're supposed to. It's a big job. It's not a small job. Rabbi, you want to tell me that the guy is doing the most stupidest thing? Yes, the most stupidest, the most ridiculous thing he's doing. You have to figure out a way. And if you're looking at it negatively, something is wrong with us. And that's what we have to work on. Have a wonderful day. Anybody who needs to make parnasah, go make parnasah, b'shem, b'nachal, b'simcha.